So we're going to be setting up our disaster recovery Commserve, or what they call LiveSync, Commserve LiveSync. Basically, same deal. Anyway, so first thing I did was, this is my Commserve here on my right-hand side. This is my Commserve on the left-hand side. We'll call it Commserve number 2 is what I call it. So the drive letters are the same. Everything is fine. It's fine. Same. And now I need to just install software. The reason I would do this is, if, typically what you would have is, you'd have in an environment, you would have an ideal environment, right, for your Commserve. Pretty beefy. 32 gig, 64 gig of RAM, something like that, for your memory, and then 4 core maybe, but you want to have it a VM as well. So your Commserve is a VM, virtual machine, with a lot of space. So 500 gig hard drive, 600 gig hard drive, whatever, and then maybe a terabyte drive, or 2 terabyte drive for your DDB, and 2 terabyte for your index cache, and then maybe you definitely wouldn't want to have storage policy on as primary storage policy on the Commserve. You want to have that as a media agent. You want to back it up, meaning your what it is your storage policy, your primary storage policy. Your files are being written there. You want to have that on the media agent. You don't want to have that on the Commserve. Anyway, so that's typically, and then let's say, for instance, you're a customer, your company, whatever, and then you purchase 2 Commserves, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, let's say. And the thinking was, well, where you want to have production on the East Coast and staging on the West Coast, we don't want them to talk to one another. But there's a cost that comes with it. So you buy Commvault, sorry. The license is several $1,000s per year, and just to maintain 2 Commserves, which means maintain 2 Commserve databases, etc. A lot of different things. So what you would do is, if you wanted to move to where you have West Coast and East Coast, so you'd have your East Coast Commserve on a VM, virtual machine to vCenter, and then so that's East Coast, right? And then West Coast, you would have your Commserve DR, or your LiveSync Commserve. So if ever the East Coast Commserve, the VM, the Commserve, goes down, you can automatically replicate to the West Coast, if you will, vCenter, which now it can stand it up. And then now you'd have, considering that you're, in theory, if your vCenter in the East Coast and West Coast could talk to each other, then the Commserve could just back up the VMs, file systems agents, or SQL that are tied to them, anything like that. So just installing the LiveSync is ideal. So we're going to click on Extract. And I'm on the internet with this. I'm not doing it via software cache. I'm doing it from the internet. So it's pulling data from the internet with this regard, just because there's so many different files that go along with this. And it's different. I think it's different than your standalone Commserve link LiveSync. So here you go, next. And I agree. Next. So I'm going to install package on this computer. Okay, so my maintenance package is, what version am I at? I'm at version 32. So I'm going to, so maintenance release is going to be 1132, 122. So I'm going to do 122. Right, fine. I'm going to join. I'm going to join an existing Commserve. Next. Okay. So here my Commserve failover. I want to also have maybe a file system, and I think that's it. Commserve failover, yeah. File server, Commserve failover. Looks like that's it. Yeah. Okay. If you go to other tutorials, it looks different than what I'm talking about. Now, I'm on the same network here. So if you were on if you had the Commserve and you had the failover Commserve in two different networks, then you have to work out some networking issue there, network topology, VPNs, etc. You have to work that issue out. But it's on the same network. It's fine. It's going to be easy. And even if it's on the same network, different locations, it's probably easy, or it's easier to, should say. It's not easy. I won't say it's easy, but you can, yeah, okay. So the default here is the Content Store 2. So that's the default we're going to give it. It's going to give us. So we're going to click Next. Click on this real quick here. Okay, good. Yep. Yeah, next. Installation path, yep, next. So we're installing the Commserve failover, file system core, and it's already put all this other information into the package installed on to the other instance. Next. We're at the point where it's going to ask us, it asks us the client name. So our client name is Commvault number 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay. That's the full quad domain name. Next. This is the one. This is a Commserve, right? So this is the Commserve name. Commvault server dot happy Dubai local. Yeah, so this is a Commvault Commserve essentially. Vault, okay. And we're not on there's no firewall or anything. So we don't have to worry about any of that stuff going on. Okay. So credentials. Let's see. Goodbye. Commvault. User. Okay, I think that's right. It'll prompt me if it's wrong. So notice here, this is a little difference. If you've ever installed Commvault, you'll notice this is different now. It says instance 002 or 002. It's very unique in regard. Oh, okay. So it didn't like my password. Okay. Commvault user. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Commvault user. Really? Oh, maybe it's just without all the other stuff. Commvault Vault. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Liked it. All right. Fine. There's no plan. We're not. Plans are used for Commserve. I'm not doing a plan for this. I'm not doing a sub client. Nothing like that. Leave it all default. Nothing. This is going to be my Commserve LiveSync server, or Commserve DR, if you will. Ideally, obviously, ideal this would be a VM. You wouldn't have it as a physical box. You'd have it as a VM, ideally, because you can spin up a VM in a matter of minutes if you wanted to. Did updates on a Commserve for whatever reason, and as a VM, you could just easily, take a snapshot, do the change. And if it didn't work, you can revert back to snapshot. So this is 122. That's the version. So I'm the latest version. So this is 22, 113, 32, 122. Yeah. I'm going to leave everything default. Just everything default. SQL, everything default. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. I don't have 16 gig RAM, but I think 8 gig RAM for this one, which I'm gonna have to change because it's Proxmox. So I can just easily change it. But you said you saw there it was 16 gig of RAM it needs. Okay, we are ready to reboot. So the machines to be restarted before setup can continue. IS server roles have been installed, but reboot is required. So we're going to reboot the server. The Commserve link server, or the LiveSync, basically the Commserve DR. So we're just going to reboot now, and it's going to reboot. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to reboot, restarting. So it's back, coming back up. So probably should prompt me to do something here. This is the LiveSync server that's coming back up on after I rebooted it. So now we have our client here. So we start. It says Commvault Processor Manager Failover Assistant. So you got this one, which is the Process Manager. You got the Configuration Wizard, the Process Manager Failover Assistant. That's the difference. Those are the differences, I should say. The one difference is that this services are offline when the Commvault services are offline on the failover. And yeah, so this is this is where you test it out, but we're not doing that now. We're just installing it, and then we'll, on the next video, I'll talk about how to set it up, and then even perform a test where we can fail over to Commvault number 2, then it'd be the primary, and then the Commvault server will be the secondary, just to test it out. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next one.